In the Nebularian galaxy, planets of all sizes and species of all shapes live in fear of a growing darkness deep within their system. But the brave will stand apart and pave their own path. These brave souls are pirates that soar through space fighting for freedom. However, you may not be so lucky and end up as one of 5 certain prisoners awaiting trial at the Black Pearl, the infamous, impenetrable black hole prison. These 5 are Cyrana, Zekalis, Harty, Faust, and Orin. Will these 5 prisoners band together to fight against those who wish them harm? And uncover an interplanetary affair, a controversy that has taken our solar system by storm? Let's see. In Henshins and Pirates. At the end of our episode last time, you were one of the first to fall into the black hole. All you remember is light engulfing you, darkness as you form, or lightness as you float. But you were then brought back in memory just before you were arrested. You open your eyes, or your metaphorical eyes, to a large royal room, like a ballroom of sorts. Paintings adorn the walls. Everything is sort of blurry, as if you don't have your full vision. Everything is very blurry. And you can't remember what you are, who you are, or why you are here. Can I have a perception check? Can we do a D20 in mic chat? Okay, 16. That's pretty good. I'm going to give you that. 16. So what you see around this room, it's a ballroom, quite large ballroom. There's paintings of royal families all around the walls. There's curtains. There's every material. There's like seats and tables. Everything is of the highest quality. There's sofas with embroidery on the seating. There's a fireplace where you can hear the gentle cracking of wood in the corner. You look up and it's a large, the ceilings keep going into a dome roof with a little skylight with light pouring in. There's a couple balconies on one side of this ballroom and doors on the other. This is clearly a place where royalty would enjoy parties. But you can hear festival goers outside. You can hear music, enjoying some sort of celebration. And you look out to the balcony and you see smoke from the distance. And a couple of screams. It's not quite clear what it is, but something's gone wrong outside. The only other 2 people in this room with you is a princess and a mysterious man. The princess runs up to you. Where are they? Harty, please tell me! You have to tell me where they are before you truly forget!
I don't,
Harty, please! You have to remember at least something! You can't let him do that! Please!
Who?
A man in lavish royal garments puts their hand up and stops you. This man is full of like royal garments. They've got jewels on them. Their attire is very embroidered. They're all very embroidered. You can clearly see that this woman here is the princess, and this man might not be the king, but he's very important as well. He was quite close to you when you finally were able to get something out, but walks towards the balcony where you could see the fire in the distance. Don't try it, Celise. It's a servant. It's nothing more. If it just didn't get in my way. I now have to throw it away with the others just after I... And Celise stops him. You can't do that! You know you can't. Father said you can't do that too. Turns back to you and begs again. Harty, please remember! Please remember me! Please.
I'm sorry. I don't belong here.
You do! Don't you remember? Us on the grass? Don't you remember at all? And she is looking right into your heart, into your soul, touches on your chest just to really reconnect you to. The mysterious man from the balcony now just... he's quite... You don't know... Obviously you don't know this man. He's very much kept to himself now. But you can hear him muttering in the corner. That damn law. That foolish father of yours can't keep his good heart at bay, can he? Especially pushing you to get married and this. This shouldn't have happened in the first place. What to do now, what to do? Celise runs up to him on the balcony and you stumble forwards with heavy bashes of feet on the floor. Really unsure where you're going. There's not a lot you remember. Just like hazy images in your head. And they're not really giving you much to work on. And I apologize on that from a writer perspective. But yes.
Can I try and look around the room to see any sort of like, if there's anything reflective enough, like a mirror or something, so I can see myself, just to try and see if I can sort of relocate myself?
Yes. Along the walls, behind the curtains, there are some panes of glass. There's a lot of sunlight that comes through the balcony, so it's very shiny. There's reflections everywhere. But there are mirrors behind some curtains. Would you like to pull them apart, or?
Yes.
So you slowly trudge over to this curtain, pull it back, and you are revealed fully to yourself. You are a robotic, cybernetic being. You're very much not like the Princess Celise or like the mysterious man that has talked to you just yet. But you are adorned yourself with clothes, with a tuxedo, with a little tie. However, you're missing one eye. You're missing a chunk of your face in a way. And it almost comes as a shock as you stumble back. What do you do with that information?
I don't look like them. I certainly don't remember her, but she knows exactly who I am, and yet I do not. Can I then try and locate some form of exit? Unsure of where that I want to leave yet, but
okay. So this is the domed room above you. There's like loads of little windows, escapes that you would, if you had a long stick, you would like poke it up and it would open up the flaps all the way around you in the roof. There is as well, on one side of the wall are the balcony doors. There's like 2 balconies you can escape from. But if you look at the other way, there's a whole wall with these paintings and mirrors and curtains and 2 doors, one at either end of the hall that you can escape from. They're golden doors with like golden knobs and white paint along it as well. It's very, very, very beautiful endowment, I guess you could say. But before you decide what to do, you hear Celeste scream behind you, and the mysterious man has got her by the hand and is trying to, like, talk to her, like, really close, trying to get in her head. It's like, Celeste, you've got to listen to me. This is not what's meant to happen. And they're continuously arguing with each other.
I don't know who I am. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on, but I know that isn't okay. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
The mysterious man then stops you in your tracks and calls, guards, really loudly, and 6 guards rush in from both of the doors, rush in. There are 6 guards now in front of you. Like, they've pushed you back into the middle of the room. You're very much like, oh my god, what has happened? What have I done? And the mysterious man then says, this shouldn't have happened in the first place, and you are definitely not meant to marry that man. Drags her back in from the balcony and throws her on the floor. Looks at Harty in the center of the room. You were thinking of escaping, weren't you? This can't happen. Not today. Not today on this day. It's so important that everything goes to plan. Starts pacing. The 6 robots that have come in, they're again also dressed in little tuxedos and ties. There's some with wheels. There's some with more buttons along their chest. There are some tall ones, some small ones. So it's very different design. They're very specific to the job that they would do in the castle, if that makes sense. But they're also guards as well. They're cleaned, well polished, but they do work. You can see there's slight peeling of paint in bits and bobs that would be painted. And again, the mysterious man pops through. What do I do? What do I do? Ah, yes! The ship taking prisoners tonight is today, right? The ship taking prisoners, and he's panicking. You can see that he's pure panicking. If I can't throw you out, then I'll just send you away! Yeah, that sounds good. This is what you get for listening in to my plans and messing with my plans. And then turns back to Celeste, that is very much on the floor. And she pushes herself up. He goes to her, points at her, and he says, take her to my quarters as well, and I'll deal with her later. Is there anything you want to do right now? Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going.
Can Harty maybe, out of sort of like defense, but also just panic, like sort of lift his arms as if to say, like, you know, give him a bit of defense and also maybe say stop, and then accidentally trigger one of his chains to like release, and then whether there's any contact or it hits something in the room, yeah.
Okay. Can I have another D20 then, just to see where that goes? It's 11. Okay. You are unsure what you can do, but you do reach out for her, and your hand just continues, all the way to the other room, and it breaks something on the other side of the room. You do, in fact, knock over the mysterious man, but you've saved Celeste. The hand goes past, pushes him slightly out of the way, and he falls to the floor behind. Celeste looks up and goes, Harty, you saved me! She pushes herself up and is ready to run in a direction. She's unsure where she's going, but she's ready to go. But she runs up to you and hugs you. She goes up to next to your ear, or where your ear would be, and says, Harty, please, run. Or his plan will work. And find my brother. Find me! If not you, then I will. Remember, Harty, remember! They run. They push it off you and run to the balcony and jump off the balcony. They are gone in the wind. Harty, you are left stunned. You're not too sure who this princess was, but she has stunned you in some way. Would you like?
Who was that woman? What did they mean by marrying? What did they mean by wedding? Who what is going on? How do I feel these things when I don't even know who I am?
Mysterious man finally has pushed themselves up and is dusting themselves off. You don't know this, but at this point, there are the robots in the room have surrounded you now. They have surrounded you in every way possible, and you are not able to really escape, but you can give it a good try. But the mysterious man just looks at where she once was at the balcony, looks up to the smoke right on the horizon that can be seen, turns back to you, and is pissed. He is so angry. His plans have been foiled. You don't know what you foiled, but you foiled something. The mysterious man calls out, "Code 111-1. Lockdown." The castle, all rooms close. It's like a big thunk, and the echo goes throughout the castle. The doors between the castle, doors like inside, are all probably still accessible, but a lot of the doors for the outside, ka-thunk, close down, and all the robots' eyes go red. But you can see in the mirror that you've just pulled back that your eye, your single eye, that's still left intact, is not red. What do you do?
Can I, being as naive as I am in this moment,
Yeah.
try as much to just speak to these other robots, assuming that if I look the way I am and I'm feeling the way I am, and there's seemingly no difference between me and this woman who I have no idea who she is, that maybe these robots also can be communicated with and reasoned with.
You could give it a good try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. Give us D20, but 6 times. So I think you do... Ooh. And I'm also gonna check your, your actual stats as well, Harty. Your intelligence.
I've done 7 by mistake, I think.
Your charisma's 2!
Yeah. Everything with me is strength.
I completely forgot that was a thing. Oh no. Harty. Okay, how do we go about this then? You try and call out to the 6 robots in front of you. What do you try and say that will absolutely work, charisma, everything that you think you know? Well, you don't know anything, but you're gonna give it a good try. What do you say to them?
Hiya, fellas. I know this is I know this is quite a situation. I'll be completely real with you. I don't know what is going on, and I just want some answers and to not cause any more problems. Okay?
Okay. For most of them, this does not work. The red eyes are glowing and they are pinpointed on you. Whatever you try to say does not work with them. However, I'll say with one of the robots from the roles you just gave me, looks at you and like twists its head in like is like sort of hearing what you say, is kind of understanding what you said. But unfortunately, this robot is the tiniest robot in the whole group. He's a toaster robot. Um and you toast. He's not the most strongest robot, but he like hums a little bit. But it wasn't the best. Your charisma's quite low, so unfortunately, does not work for this robot. He is back to being eyes on you, and they go for you. Each of them try and grab onto an arm of yours. This is definitely like lockdown territory. You are the target. It didn't go well, I have to admit. I'm sorry, it did not go well. Um like whispers damn it to himself. That's funny. What do you want to do? You could either go with them quietly and try and have the least amount of like tension, but
For now, I'd like to go with them quietly, but have it made a note that I have just loosened my arms and sort of unlatched them, for lack of a better phrase.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
like prepared for anything, but is willing to, you know,
okay,
comply.
fair enough. You give me another d20 then while I say this next bit. You are not a very aggressive robot, or sorry, person. You're not a very aggressive person. You don't want to really cause any issues. You've already caused enough issues as it is, and but your strength is quite extensive. Like you don't mean to hurt anybody, but you are like a gentle giant. You do have the strength behind it. So as they start pulling you along, you have been taken away. Behind you down the hall, you hear the mysterious man chuckle to himself. But also, it's a very ominous kind of chuckle. You're not too sure what's happening. But something has started, something has changed within you specifically, but also within whatever has happened in the kingdom. Something big has just happened. You start being taken by these robots down this corridor, and there's a flashing light on one of the robots. Please tell me you press it, please.
I take a couple of looks at it. Of course,
It's like the most
I've only got.
annoying blink.
I'd like to think that it's on his left side, and because that's what he's missing, one of his eyes or
Oh,
viewports, he has to kind of subtly turn his head because he can see the glow. And then
yeah.
once he notices it, he gives it a little tap, as if maybe even thinking that it's just like something on him that he's trying to like hit away or something.
Yeah. So let's say this button is actually on you. Yeah, it's on you. It's a little radio frequency, but it flashes. You press it,
Mm.
and a little radio thing pokes out, and it plays this. It's the day everyone saved in their calendars. It's the royal wedding of Princess Elise of Yaktar and Prince Jakar of Jolakia. Everyone has been looking forward to this, haven't they? It's not only a match made in heaven, but also is one for the history books, one of great importance. You all know as well as I do, at the beginning of this century, our worlds were thrown into chaos due to those bastardly Otherworlders, but life has progressed. As you see, this is a political marriage, one to bring planets together, but also make us stronger. Luckily enough for the married couple, it seems that Orin, one of the last remaining biomancers, has been invited to bless the ceremony. What could go wrong, I say? More on the royal wedding soon enough.
Incredible.
Did you like it?
I did.
So you have a little radio thing that pops out. You've listened to this radio. It is the royal wedding today, but the princess is missing now. The little thing goes,
That's what they talked about earlier.
and you are taken out of the main doors as light rushes back in onto you, and you finally have gone out of the castle, but you're being taken to prison. And that is the end of your origin.
Hey.
But yeah, unfortunately, you have been arrested. But like, to be honest, I was like assuming you were going to fight a bit more, but you were so like, I don't want to hurt anybody.
This is the thing. I had two things in mind. One, I was like, any information I get given now is information I need to like
Remember.
note and carry with me. Like, it's information that I need to like that can come in handy down the line.
Yeah.
But then also, I was like, I know he ends up arrested anyway. So I thought I'd test my fate, like the accidental fights, like with the arms accidentally moving out and all that.
Yeah.
And then also like the sort of unlatching of the arms to be like, okay, if something happens, then I'm
Ready,
ready. But
yeah.
you know, but I feel like, especially with Harty, he's a lot of a like he's especially with the pretend to be human. He's tries to please slash like act up to people and be like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna just see if I can get through this with kindness, and then if not, then that's why my strength is like 4 million or whatever it is.
I actually really liked that because I wasn't sure what to expect, but I had like plans in motion just in case. But when you were like, I'm just gonna put my arms down, I was just like, actually, this is so high. This is so high. I should have guessed it was high.
I think it also makes sense as well, considering well, to me anyway, because obviously he had his mind erased. The princess is screaming at him, please remember my brother. He doesn't have a clue what's going on, but he is aware that he's aware that he's forgotten, but he just doesn't know what he's forgotten, how he's forgotten. Like, so it's not as if he's like, oh, okay, I'm in this place of danger. I'm in this place of danger, but I'm also meant to know this place, and I'm meant to belong here in a sense. So
yeah.
I
didn't want to make them too long as well, because obviously the origins are like smaller things, but I thought it was quite nice. Do you want to know a little bit of an accidental tidbit about this episode, about this origin? So the mysterious man, I'm not going to say who he is, but he's someone very important. But when he yells code 1111, it means something, and there's meaning to that. And I'm actually really excited to see if people can work it out.
Okay.
But do you want to know what it is? Just so you know for your character. I might edit this bit out.
Should I know?
You can know. Like, it's a small thing,
cool,
but
cool.
it's like just something nice for your character, for the future of your character. I was like, I need a code red or something like that, but I didn't want it to be code red. Aka 1111.
Yeah.
And 1111 as an angel number is a sign of new beginnings, spiritual awakening, and a reminder to stay aligned with one's goals and intentions. So this character literally has no memory. It's all about new beginnings. The intention is to find out what happened or find the brother or the princess. And then it's a spiritual awakening of some sort, because he's not being controlled by the codes anymore.
Yeah.
Completely fresh and new.
That's cool. Can I double check? So obviously, I love that he's got his little suit on. And he's all dapper in this bit. Obviously, when we get to like episode 0, he's not got nothing, and then he like regains his tie.
Yeah.
Is that just gonna happen in the middle bit? Do I need to worry about like?
No. You'll be alright.
Yeah.
So basically, from this point on, to connect it back to episode 0, what happens is that they're arrested, taken to prison, stripped of everything that they had on them, and then their like final items is kind of like kept as like a prize for for the captain on the ship. So you would have lost everything, but the tie was the thing that you were holding on to dearly. So
nice.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed your origins. Now you know a little bit about yourself.
I know, genuinely, I've written it all down. I've got knows a princess,
Mm-hmm.
marriage, evil man stole marriage.
Mm-hmm. But also knows brother,
knows, yeah, brother as well.
knows prince.
Giving heavy Jafar energy.
Actually, that's truer than you think.
Ooh,
I will say nothing else, but giving more than you think, which is actually interesting because I didn't see Jafar when I wrote the story for the origin. But
Also, the absolute like curveball, unexpected radio thing was incredible. I was like, oh my god.
And so I won't say.
Yeah, I heard my character's name and I was like, what the fuck?
That will probably be released as a little short as well, the little radio thing. But one thing I will say is that everybody's story is somehow connected to the other, or origins. They're all connected slightly, which Orin will see in this next bit. But anyway, we'll end it there for the origin for Harty.